What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about people loving Returnal. Now, there's a couple of things we have to make very clear before we get too far into the video. One is I'm recording this video on Thursday, so a few days before you guys are seeing it. Two, I really don't want to see any, there'll probably be different clips that I put in this video, but I'll probably do it without looking at them, if that makes sense to you guys, as much as possible. I know there was the 45-minute gameplay thing that I think Game Informer did on Wednesday. You know, people are posting stuff, or they're posting pictures or video, very small clips of them playing it. There was another 12-minute thing that happened. I think Wednesday. There's Wednesday alone, there was probably an hour plus of Returnal stuff that came out. I am beyond excited. The world seems to be getting more and more excited. But no, and truly, as a topic here, as the video here, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about people really seeming to like what they've played so far of Returnal. And I think it's only a matter, I don't know when the review scores will go up. Probably, I would imagine somewhere in, it's possible tomorrow, it's possible Monday, but I'd argue maybe the Tuesday to Wednesday. I don't know when the review embargo, I wasn't lucky enough to be, contacted by Sony or anything to get Returnal, so I don't know when the embargo lifts, but I'd imagine maybe sometime in the middle of the week. I think we're going to get some really high review scores, and, I think us, as a community, now this is on Podcast Now Plus. Podcast Now, I've covered the game quite a bit. If you guys don't know, I'm the same person from Podcast Now, so I've talked about the game probably 10 to 15 times on Podcast Now. I'm in love with the idea of this game. I cannot wait for it. And we actually predicted on that channel the review scores, and I think it could get high 8s, high 80s. So I think, and probably anywhere between, let's just say an 85 and 90. So when reviews come out, and they probably are in that range, I will be, I guess, proven right. I guess my prediction will be right. But I won't honestly be all that shocked. You know what I mean? Now, if it's in the 90s, if it gets a 92, say as an average, I will be shocked. And I'll be holy dear gee, because, games they get in the 90s as their average on Metacritic. Again, say what you want about Metacritic. I don't really like the idea. I don't like Metacritic pretty much at all. But there's really no doubting, when you have games like that, they are universally loved, at least from the critics. There's games like maybe The Last of Us Part 2 that have those low 90 review score average, but it's not completely loved by everybody. But for the most part, really that being one of the major outliers, all the other games that, if you're in the 90s, you're pretty much guaranteed to like the game. You know what I mean? So I could see Returnal even doing that now. It's we're seeing the DualSense. We're hearing about how amazing the DualSense controller works with it. We're seeing loading times. We're seeing the 60 frames per second, and just how visually stunning but clear and crisp. And now again, I'm really trying to not see, because honestly at this point I've seen enough. I've watched maybe 15 to 20 minutes of this game in all, okay? I know what we're getting. I want there to be some surprises. I'm sure even if you are watching this stuff, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do or you're a bad person for doing it. I'm sure there'll be things that surprise us even if we have been watching, the stuff put out. But I'm done with it. I am so ready to go on Thursday night. I'm going to try to play. Now, I'm in Mountain Time, so I should be able to play the game at 10 p.m. my time. So I may try to play an hour or so Thursday night, and just try. I don't want to say power through it, because I don't even know if it's kind of game where you do stuff like that. I know I saw some people say they've played at least 5 hours, so that's good. That's good. It's at least 5 hours long, probably longer than that, right? But I'm gonna play it next Friday, or this upcoming Friday, I guess I should say, Saturday, all that stuff. I am so prepared. But again, it's nice to see, because again, this is the weakness this game still has. I'm telling you guys, I've been saying this for probably 4 or 5 months now. I've gotten a lot of flack with it early on, and recently people have kind of understood it, is the price. I'm not saying it's wrong to charge $70. I'm not saying they're evil. I'm not saying we shouldn't pay the $70, but it's risky, because again, there's the stigma, and I don't think it's a wrong stigma, that it's Housemarque, and Housemarque makes games that normally are $20 to $30. Sometimes they're free. Sometimes they're free games. So, and this is going to end up being a good story, by the way, or a positive story. People, no matter how much you show them, they may still think, okay, this game just flat out will not be worth $70, and I don't really blame them. I don't see it that way. Obviously, I'm buying a day. I'm happy to give them $70, but I guess maybe I'm not happy. Maybe that's the wrong way of putting it, because it's $70. I don't like just giving $70 to people, but you're getting the product in return. I really want the product. I'm excited for it, so I'm going to do it, right? But I do understand the idea that if you don't want this game because it's so expensive, and this is still early on in that $70 tier, there's actually not many games that are out for $70. A lot of them are still $60. There's still games releasing right now for $60. So we're still in that transition period where I get how it can be a little odd. However, the good part of the story is, like, yes, that's a weakness, but I think people are loving this game more than I thought they would. And maybe and probably a casual fan too, because again, like, we know Housemarque. I think you guys and me, if you're watching this video, right? Maybe we've been excited for this game since the day it was announced. I know I was ready for it. Again, like Nex Machina, Resogun, those are two of my favorite games of all time. Stuff like that, right? We're kind of like on their side. But if you're just a casual gamer, and there's nothing, and a lot of people are, the majority of people are, right? If you're just a casual gamer, you may look at it and say, it's a little interesting. It was $70 though. I don't know. And then you look into Housemarque and say, I was never really into those games, and this game is a lot different than that. So, what's it going to be like? But then now you see this. You see the previews, and they are just knocking it out of the park, showing off this game. You're seeing people that have this game and saying, no, this is legit. This is a good game. I know there was a guy, I think IGN Spain or IGN Italy or whoever it was, they did a tweet, and when it was converted to English, it basically said like how much he is enjoying the game and that he thinks he's going to give it a 10, basically. He thinks it's going to be a 10 out of 10 game. I mean, if we get review scores, and now, again, like maybe some of them come from PlayStation sites and maybe you don't trust those as much, but if there's 10s out of 10s and like the average score, again, is like a 90 or 91 or an 89, I mean, I think that's going to get a lot of people that were very uncertain about this game to jump in. You know what I mean? And I'm very excited for that. So hopefully this is a massive game. Hopefully it sells well. That's another, obviously, the price is one thing. Selling is another thing, because Housemarque games have never sold well. And, this is obviously a big budget game, a game charging for full price. Will it sell? Will it, there's what, 6.5, maybe 7 million PS5s out there. Does it sell 1 to 2 million? I think that's probably a really good number. If it gets less, that's probably not good. So I don't know that for a fact. That's just kind of what I'm speculating. Does it sell 3.5? Does it like do those big? I mean, that would be enormous, right? So very exciting. I mean, we're literally just a few days away at this point. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? Have you watched any of the new stuff? Are you trying to stay away from it? What do you think? What do you think the review score is going to be? All that good stuff. Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day. We are going to cover Returnal. I'll mainly be doing that on my main channel, Podcast Now, if you guys know that channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed, I guess, to both. But we'll be covering Returnal. We'll be live streaming it a ton over the next couple weeks, okay? Thank you for watching. I'll see you all there.